This is where we fight!
So you are all set to rock a show with your VJ set and awesome controllers, and everything is ready. And right before your show, the agency or client's manager or the artist manager or whoever is there shows up in the panel and says the devilish word called last minute change or feedback.
Let us reason together.
So now you will have to change the entire key visual, or you already have a huge LED pixel mapping setup on your RESOLUME, and all you need is a just simple AV playback system where you could play any videos or PowerPoint or photos or any last minute changes. Or it could be the show is too small and you will have to manage it all by yourself and you want to make one-man show. In this video, we will make full use of vMix and integrate with RESOLUME and make a one-man power rig workflow. We will use the best features available in vMix that live VJs and AV engineers can use and take that to RESOLUME to take it to next level, but all in one control in your hand. In this video, we are going to use vMix Pro version and RESOLUME's Arena version. You could do almost same thing, keeping the same idea, but vMix HD version is going to give you one output and RESOLUME Avenue, it won't give you the advanced output function, but rest are gonna be fine. Now, let's get into it. So I know about this channel, it's more about RESOLUME. So why am I talking about vMix? What is the specialty of vMix that RESOLUME can do? vMix is a great broadcast software and it's a great AV playback software, but why would VJs care? Number one, multiple media format. vMix can play a huge number of file formats, including common video file extensions, PowerPoints, PDF, and of course it can also play photos. Also, in many cases, you will have to be prepared for last minute changes. As a professional, we will have to do it. So my second reason would be its ease of use. vMix is super easy. It's just you just drag a file and just play. But if you want to get critical with vMix, of course you can. Reason 3 would be content, camera and title function. vMix is a broadcast software, so it often works with cameras and it requires a lot of title generators, which are obviously required to be very liquid so that you can always go and just change a text, change a title all on the fly. You don't have to render out anything. So vMix already has an awesome bank of titles and stingers inside. You can just use them, and if you want, you can customize them on your test. So we have a VJ community in WhatsApp. We ran a small poll in there. We tried to figure out how professional VJs incorporate vMix into their RESOLUME workflow and came out with a lot of interesting factors. At the end of this video, we are going to check all those interesting use cases. Limitations of vMix. Okay, so vMix is awesome, we get it. But why would we need RESOLUME? Let me tell you the limitations of vMix. vMix can do HD videos, and if you buy a professional license, you could work with 4K, and the aspect ratio would be all common aspect ratios such as 4:3, 6:9, or maybe 21:9 is also there. But if you are working with a custom resolution, you are not going to get that from vMix. So there comes RESOLUME. So we can take the video output from vMix and take it to RESOLUME and slice it down, send it to different slices or different screens that we can manage with RESOLUME Arena. In this video, we're going to work with a laptop with decent spec. For a show, I would do the same thing but with a PC. For a compact and organized setup, you could do this with 2 laptops and a Cat6 cable, but use the stronger laptop for RESOLUME. If you are new to RESOLUME and don't know where to start, I have a great news for you. I have a course called RESOLUME Masterclass. I'm going to leave a promo code somewhere hidden in this video just for you, so follow along. In this video, we are not going to do anything fancy with vMix. Even if you are new, we can just follow along. vMix is super easy, but if you want me to make some vMix videos in this channel, write down in the comments below. So when you run vMix, there's nothing fancy happening. This is the preview monitor, this is the output monitor, this is where your inputs stay. In vMix, they call it inputs. These are like clips, photos, cameras, because they are actually inputs. So let me just drop 3 files. Let's say I have 3 files. One is a video, one is a photo, one is a PowerPoint presentation. We can add the file in vMix in various ways, but the simplest way would be like that, dragging and dropping. So if I select something, this goes to my preview, and whatever is in my output is in red as per my settings. So if I want to slowly crossfade to this one, I would just select this and fade, Also, I could just select it and cut to do a jump cut. Whatever is cut, it goes back to preview. And of course, I can import camera. Let me just import the built-in webcam. I'm not going to add the audio from here. There you go. This is my super privacy protected webcam from Asus that lets you lock your camera on board. Voila! So let's keep it that way. So we are initially pretty much set here. Let's just make a quick shortcut to make our lives easier. To do that, let's go to settings, shortcuts, add. Let's make something. Let's click find. Just like MIDI mapping, let's press space. What do we want? We want to fade within 100 millisecond to preview. That's simple. We're going to call this fade and rest is fine. So whenever we select something and press space, this goes to output. So this is beautiful. So how do we get this to our RESOLUME? So as you may know, vMix Pro has two outputs. Let's go to setting. We could just output these displays as separate screens from here and get a physical output. It's from here. So output is output and this is full screen is also output. So we can of course get our screen to screen here and get an HDMI input and capture it in RESOLUME in the old school boring way. But we are going to do the same thing better with NDI. First, install NDI tools, then start everything else. So now let's set up our NDI output. To do that, let's go to setting. So let's go to the outputs and check out our output 1 NDI. You can get more advanced functions here, but we are not going to get into that detail for now. Let's say okay. Let's make sure that our output, I mean this one, let's put a video on this one, maybe on a loop so that this plays. So let's check out if our NDI output is fine or not. So this machine is called Zen. This is giving a vMix output 1. Right now we are working with one output. Okay, so let's check out if this is working fine. Yes, we can see everything is working. There goes our PowerPoint. So there goes our slides and the privacy protected webcam is there. Cool. So let's go to RESOLUME. So in RESOLUME, whenever we load RESOLUME, let's assume we have a playlist ready here. Let's go to sources and open NDI servers. We will have a vMix output 1 here. So now we have our vMix here. So whatever we're playing in vMix goes to our RESOLUME. How does it do that? Yes, it works nice. So let's get back to RESOLUME. So now we have something. We can press Ctrl+Shift+T to update the thumbnail if we want, because it's less confusing. And we can do any magic that RESOLUME can do, such as, let's say we want to displace our PowerPoint presentation because we are that crazy. So our PowerPoint presentation has a displace factor of something by something. This is gonna be, because we are VJs, we displace our presentations. So the basic part is done. Now we know all about vMix and how to get vMix in RESOLUME and do crazy things. But if you know about this channel, you know that we don't let go that easy. We must take it to some pro level and do some advanced stuff. Let's do it. Let's get 4 separate channels from vMix to RESOLUME. The reason I'm calling them channels, not video clips, because we are going to use the position of the clips in vMix and use them as a placeholder, so that whatever content we put on that clip position of vMix, that is going to get to the RESOLUME, and then we can do our effects and slice transform on top of that. So let's go to settings. Remember, we have just set up our NDI from here. So let's go to output So we have set one NDI output so far. So this is outputting the whole output from vMix. So now let's change this to input 1 as a position. So whatever we put in that position goes to the output. So let's go to the output 2, maybe input 2. That would be this position. For this one, let's say we want to say input 3. Whatever is input 3 goes to NDI 3, and let's keep the output. So we have to turn on NDI for all of these. So now we are all set. Hit OK. Let's check out on the monitor if we are sending the feed properly. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, and we have 4, which would be the same feed until we change it to this one. This is the 4. Cool. Let's turn off the NDI. Let's go to RESOLUME. Let's check out what we have. Now we have 4 NDI feeds. Let's stack them up one on top of another. So let me just add one more layer and stack it here. So now let's just fire and make them a little smaller. So now we have everything. Ta-da! Okay, so what we can do. So the first thing, before even I do anything, I would just highly suggest you to update your thumbnail so that you don't get lost within these 4 clip thumbnails. So anytime you want, just press Ctrl+Shift+T or Command+Shift+T. Cool. Now we can put on effects and stuff. Remember, if your content has audio embedded in it, I highly suggest you to use vMix to play back those audio using an audio interface with vMix. Okay, did I tell you why vMix is awesome? Here is one more reason why vMix is awesome. vMix has great functions on PTZ camera and their integration. So we can use a PTZ camera, a Bird Dog X1 here for demonstration. For more videos on PTZ cameras for VJs, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. One cool thing, you can control your PTZ cameras with a flight simulator or an Xbox controller. I will tell you the story in some other video someday. Another cool thing of vMix is its title feature. So let's go and add a title and check it out how it works. Let's say we are going to add a lower third onto someone. Let's add a generic one. Let's say this guy is called Mr. Nobody and his designation is does nothing. Okay, so our Mr. Nobody, let's say we want to change it to input 3. So this is now available in our input 3 called this one. Let's say we have some video running here. Let's add some videos, why not? Let me drop some video from Awesome Polo Unit 44. So there's a video. Let's add the photo coming from vMix to here. And now let's say our input 3 is the title and all of a sudden Mr. Nobody died. So we change it to Mr. Somebody and all of a sudden Mr. Somebody shows up and we play this clip and Mr. Somebody is here. We could of course do that with RESOLUME, but with vMix title, imagine this text is connected to your Facebook feed and it's popping up all the live comments and emojis and stuff, and you are remixing that on your RESOLUME set. vMix Social, you can also bring in your YouTube, Facebook, Twitch comments in real time right inside RESOLUME and remix that using this way. Let me know in the comment below if you want me to make this crazy video. So now that we know how to use 4 channels of videos from vMix to RESOLUME, now let's check out how we can apply them. So where is the power of RESOLUME if we are still inside this basic project? Let's make full use of RESOLUME using a weird and unusual resolution project. For that, I'm going to open a project that was used in a pro training course called camera inside RESOLUME. I'm going to leave a link in the description for that. So we are going to work on this set. Let's take a closer look. This is based on an actual venue in Dhaka called Radisson Blu Hotel, the Grand Ballroom. Let's check out what's happening here. So as I said before, this is based on an actual venue in Dhaka. Let's say we have the blueprint, and that's how our hall looks like. So our set was like this. So our LEDs were set like that, and you kind of know where we're going from here. So let's take a closer look now towards this stage. So that was the plan. This is the presenter guy. If he's standing, we have a screen. So we were working on the center screen only. Let's focus on those. Let's say our guest was sitting there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens to play with. So let's check out what we have in our RESOLUME here. This is the playlist we were working on our pro training. I'm going to leave a link in the description. So we made this playlist where we have a pre-visualization and we were working on cameras. This time we will be working on vMix feeds. For that, let's go to sources and we have our 4 streams here. Let's check out what's happening here. So for the first one, we have our AV, which is playing on a loop, or it's supposed to play on a loop. Oh no, this is paused. So let's just keep it on a play. So until further notice, this is gonna be on loop. So we can just press Ctrl+Shift+T and update the thumbnail. Let's check out what slices we have for this. Let's say we have 5 slices. 4 slices, we have C, R1, R2, L1, L2. What are those? Let's check them out. Let's reduce the transition for now. So we want our stream to go on the center. That's fine. Let's get our second vMix source, which is our key visual. Okay, let's go to slice transform and let's have all the slices. So we have somewhat like this, but I'm not liking the look. But we're going to fix it pretty soon. Let's add the source from output 3. So this is going to be our title. So this time our title don't have any alpha. Let's go to vMix and try to set an alpha on that channel. So on vMix settings, let's go to output. We're talking about output 3. Voila, let's go to alpha channel. So this is supposed to send alpha channel now. Let's check out if we are sending the highest quality or not. Let's say okay. Let's say okay. So now our stream is supposed to be. So now let's drop our third vMix, which is a title, which has a beautiful alpha blend. Let's take a look at the previews. So we have a lower third, which has the full control on RESOLUME, and we can edit on vMix. Let's say, let's just go fade it out from this RESOLUME. Let's edit this to title. Oh, Mr. Somebody. So right now, let's say Mr. Nobody is back. Let's take a look at what's happening. Nobody is back. So whenever we want to trigger, we could just trigger. Let's update the thumbnail so that we get less confused. So okay, we were supposed to fix this wall. How are we gonna fix this? Let's get rid of this slice transform. I don't like this. Let's go to advanced slices. Let's make the slices folder. So L2 and R2, I'm gonna work with this two. I'm just going to duplicate this. I'm going to take on top of everything. So for this one, I want to be this, and this one I want to be the whole R. So this I would call caps RW. RW means R whole, and this is LW means L whole. I don't need these slices ever, so I can just turn them off. So on this photo, let's check out what we can do with these new 2 slices. So my wing content is coming from vMix, getting sliced. My center content is also coming from vMix. My title here is also coming from vMix. So now let's go back to vMix and turn off our very privacy protected laptop from Asus. Hi there. So now I have a camera from vMix going to RESOLUME, but no, not yet. Let's go to sources and drag the camera output. Oh, by the way, we have set the output 4 to output, means whatever is in the output. If we put this AV on output, so this goes into this feed. Not necessarily, it's not tied to this camera feed, but let's say we have tied it to camera feed. Let's update the thumbnail. Oh, my head is too small here. Let's say I want to mix myself. So now I could just put a slice, limit myself on C, means center, and before that I could just scale up myself, position a bit here, and voila, I'm here. And I could just slowly, just a minute, I could just increase the transition and then slowly fade away. So speaking of cameras, if you are thinking of advanced camera inside RESOLUME, I have a great course just released in my shop. Check out this 2.5-hour comprehensive course on cameras and RESOLUME. So we have learned so many cool things so far. Let's take them into action. Instant replay of vMix. This function was suggested by Dyke Samuel from our VJ community. So vMix has this function called instant replay. Since vMix is a broadcast software, so instant replay is one essential function which is very important for sports event, which allows to keep a RAM-like video and that you can just play on a click or 2-button click. So I was wondering what VJs could do with instant replay on a concert. Let me know in the comment below if you know about some musician who tried this process. Dynamic data. This is suggested by VJ Sid from our community. So vMix has this awesome dynamic text integration which can integrate social media comments, likes, share feeds, weather data, traffic alert. So you could connect to many dynamic datas with vMix, and now you know how to take them to RESOLUME and maybe remix them with Twitch. Use case 3. So vMix has this amazing feature called vMix Call only if you buy the license. So vMix Call is a very simple and easy way to get a remote participant onto vMix by sending them just a simple link. They would just click that on a computer using their webcam or their phone using their front camera. They could just be a remote participant inside vMix. And now you know how to get them to RESOLUME, put them onto slices, talk to them, and maybe remix their faces. If you are still watching this video, you have earned it. Try out this promo onto the courses I mentioned in this video. If you want to know what that pro training was about, check out this video next. And hi, my name is Zunayed Sabbir Ahmed. I know you are super cool, but if you want to be super awesome, check out this video next. See you next time.